to another episode of EveryRing. That's Everything Wrestling. Hope everyone is enjoying these What If series, and this week's is a fascinating concept. What if the WCW invasion never took place? WWE would likely have experienced a less chaotic period of transition following the acquisition of WCW, but it might have also missed out on a significant boost in viewership and star power. Smoother transition. Without the invitation storyline, WWE wouldn't have faced the challenge of integrating a large number of WCW talent, which led to some booking inconsistencies and fan dissatisfaction. The Radicals were viewed as something different and they made the first move, but no invasion that would have meant no Eddie Guerrero, Saturn or Chris Benoit. Lost opportunity. The invasion angle, despite its flaws, did create buzz and brought in new viewers, even if short-term. The invasion angle brought in two companies, both struggling financially, ECW and WCW. The influx of talent alone were mentioned the Radicals, but ECW had Taz, Tommy Dreamer, and Rhino. This created a lot of storyline, so without this potential blockbuster story, WWE would be greatly affected. Stagnation. Without the pressure of a rival company, WWE might have been more complacent in its creative direction, which could have led to viewership falling. So biggest impact would be financial. So when Shane McMahon announced the purchase of WCW, it led to an interesting domino effect. So the alliance storyline wouldn't be a factor. The biggest problem was big stars didn't participate in the storyline: Hulk Hogan, Sting, Goldberg, and Scott Steiner. So the undercard were put on task, but if it never happened, what would have happened to the stars that did? Booker T might have been the one who benefited the most, so without the invasion, he might have not gotten the opportunity and ultimately not be part of the WWE family as we speak. In a smaller capacity, no PPV would have resulted. Team WWE vs Alliance. Steve Austin's betrayal wouldn't have been a factor. As mentioned, Booker T benefited, but what about Diamond Dallas Page? His entering WWE was plagued with a lot of problems, so maybe the reverse could have happened. Not going to WWE directly, he may have been looked to have a bigger role and not given the failed feud with The Undertaker. So no invasion would be a multifaceted phenomena where economic, talent and story would have all been impacted. A lesser-known angle is the McMahon's influence in ring. Prior to this, neither Shane or Stephanie had wrestling matches. After this, both were more prevalent. In a strange way, no invasion would also lead to no WWE ECW, which would have been a major setback for WWE. The likes of CM Punk were exposed to the bigger picture, so the invasion had a bigger impact on wrestling than many let on. With the stagnation, the ruthless aggression era and subsequent developments like brand split might have unfolded differently. Fewer new stars. Without the invasion, the roster would have been thinner, potentially impacting future stars John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Batista and Randy Orton. AEW's existence is largely a result of fans wanting a legitimate alternative to WWE, something WCW provided before its demise. If no invasion, WCW could have survived, meaning AEW likely wouldn't have been created. So the biggest impact is no alternative to the alternative, meaning no invasion. There was a slim chance both ECW and WCW survived and are still running. We mention this each week. AEW's existence is greatly reflective of other situations, so no invasion storyline would have been the biggest impact for the future of wrestling. The idea of WCW not being sold to WWE would ultimately mean AEW would not be necessary. Cody Rhodes wouldn't look to change the system. Young Bucks break free from the indie chains. So no AEW would have a very big impact, where many wrestlers would have stayed in Japan, causing NJPW to change their trajectory. The snowball effect would be cataclysmic. No stars from the East finding their way to the West. So establishment of Stardom and women's wrestling from Japan. The cloud of too much talent would majorly affect star development. Adam Page was going nowhere in Japan but is a big star in AEW. Another caveat is a lot of wrestlers would be affected, not the ones we mentioned but others. Jon Moxley would have been kept in WWE, and who knows how they would have dealt with the character. Mercedes Mone would have no alternative, and that whose situation with WWE could have been career-ending. Which comes back the original, WWE would be stagnant and possibly go the way of the dodo bird. No competition would lead to no innovative thought process. We briefly saw this in late 90s and late 2000s, proving competition brings the best out of everything. So imagine not having wrestling as a form of entertainment. The invasion angle was bigger than many let on. It truly changed the arc of wrestling as we know it. WCW surviving would mean them still being in TNT and TBS, so financially AEW would be in an awkward situation. The Khan family are billionaires, so maybe a different direction could have resulted where they created something different. Unfortunately, it's hard to know this, but maybe Tony Khan never fell in love with wrestling. Again, the invasion storyline was something impactful. TNA. One of the reasons for TNA's creation was WCW not selling to the Jarretts. So WCW may have survived and fans wanting to keep that angle, meaning the formation of TNA would be less likely. So TNA's early focus was weekly PPVs and roster of former WCW and WWE talent. So the invasion angle not happening would be very impactful for TNA. This could have meant no AJ Styles, Motor City Machine Guns, and the Knockouts. Vince holding a stranglehold on wrestling, and WCW holding the last remnants of Southern wrestling. TNA may have never happened, which again would be very impactful. Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff would be asking too much cash and WCW may have just cut ties. They could have done that for a lot of the wrestler. TNA not being available, a lot of wrestlers would be in limbo. Legends like Sting, Dudley Boyz and Hardys wouldn't have that second run. Unknowns like Bobby Roode would have never gotten an opportunity, and wrestlers like Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley never got a second chance with WWE because there wouldn't have been a TNA to allow them to reinvent themselves. So no invasion, there would be hope of WCW surviving, but for how long? So the impact of the unknown would cripple any creation of competition, and TNA would be a pipe dream. The hypothetical continuation of WCW without the invasion or Shane's storyline of purchasing WCW would have reshaped modern wrestling as we know it. The biggest what if: would there be an AEW or TNA if the invasion storyline never took place? The biggest story that wasn't thought of as a big story. Well, that's another what if. Let's go to Arvid and the discussion where the fallout of SummerSlam will impact a lot of newsworthy stories.
Another week of great wrestling. SummerSlam was a great success as the 2 days gave fans new women's tag champs and technically 3 new champs plus the return of the Beast. Some sad news. Tomohiko Hashimoto, a professional wrestler and MMA fighter, Sports Illustrated reports that Hashimoto passed away on August 5, 2025, at the age of 47 after a battle with liver cancer. Best known for his time with Dramatic Dream Team, DDT, where he competed as a mainstay from 2000 to 2006. After working as a freelancer on the Japanese independent circuit for many years, mostly at Apache Pro Wrestling Army, in 2017 he began promoting its successor promotion, Pro Wrestling A-Team. This week, Roman Reigns had his movie pickup on Prime, also starring Eddie Murphy and Pete Davidson. It wasn't good, but it wasn't Roman's fault.
Anniversary. We're gonna have dinner, 8 p.m. sharp. Don't be late.
Won't be late. Paga la luz.
No, you usually say para la luz, pendejo.
I think this place is about to close up.
Well, luckily for you, this date isn't over until your uniform is on my hotel room floor.
Holy shit.
Tell me you can make it hot.
I got laid. This is my 25th wedding anniversary. If I miss dinner with my wife tonight, I will be shot.
Don't do anything stupid.
Whatever gets you home to your wife in time for your special day.
Happy anniversary.
Round 5, get out there.
You were supposed to retire.
I'm moving on to a new career.
You're pivoting this late?
Well, how old do you think I am?
Well, you're black, so you look 40, but you could be up to 90.
Hey, yo, you seeing this? Pull over and you won't get hurt.
We're gonna die.
Calm down. Remember your training.
Put your hands up! I took a 15-hour online course. What training?
Reggie Miller. Who?
Oh, that's not good.
Since you're gonna kill us, why don't you just show us who you are? Tell us and show us out!
Yo, you better give me that money.
I'm gonna throw up.
You
swallow that shit if you throw up you a bitch.
What is this? And who is they?
Change of plans. You two are gonna help me steal $60 million from the casino. Because if you don't, your wife's dead.
If you let us go, I'll let you bang my twin sister. Feels like me with long hair.
You trying to get us shot?
Russell, you don't answer your phone? Did you forget you married a Latina? I put a tracking chip in your neck. Hi, Natalie.
You fell in love this weekend?
Of course. We did butt stuff.
That's wow.
That was awesome, dude.
I look at my leg and my foot and my ankle, my meniscus. I know I tore my whole back out too.
What, just from that?
Wrestling pundits creating controversy with clickbait. Many internet trolls have reported Austin Theory has been released. No, Austin Theory has not been released. He has been removed from WWE's internal active roster due to an injury. This is a standard procedure for injured wrestlers and does not indicate a release from the company. Releasing Austin wouldn't make sense, especially he's young with tons of potential. A reported backstage controversy within All Elite Wrestling (AEW) involves MVP and Mike Bailey, with claims that MVP dislikes Bailey and didn't want his team, the Hurt Syndicate, to lose the AEW World Tag Team titles to Bailey's team, Jet Speed. This reportedly stems from a broader sentiment that MVP has rubbed some people the wrong way backstage. Despite the reports, both MVP and Bailey have publicly joked about the situation, seemingly downplaying the severity of any real conflict. Just crazy. AEW President Tony Khan has provided an unfortunate update on the status of Switchblade, Jay White, confirming that the Bang Bang Gang leader is expected to be out of action for a long time. White has been on the shelf since suffering a hand injury in April, truly bad news. Former AEW, Raw and TNA star Jonathan Gresham revealed on social media that he recently suffered 2 strokes and will be taking the next 2 to 4 weeks off from wrestling. The 37-year-old Gresham is married to NXT superstar Jordynne Grace. He noted his wife saw him get carted off from the house on their Ring doorbell camera and caught a flight from Orlando to Atlanta to be there when he woke up. So sending our regards. ESPN, a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company, NYSE, DIS, and WWE, part of TKO Group Holdings, Inc. NYSE Co. today announced a landmark rights agreement as ESPN platforms, including the new ESPN direct-to-consumer streaming service, will become the exclusive US domestic home of all WWE premium live events, PLEs, including the 2-night cultural phenomenon WrestleMania, starting in 2026. This deal makes ESPN home to the highest-profile WWE events of the year. This is great news for WWE but bad news for fans because it's going to roughly cost additional $500 per year, so in victory but at what cost? TNA Wrestling is locking in their lead voices for the foreseeable future. In a new interview with The Takedown on Sports Illustrated, TNA President Carlos Silva confirmed that the company has extended the contracts of its commentary team duo of Tom Hannifan and Matthew Raybould. So let's go to matches of the week, wrestlers of the week and indie star. Raw World Heavyweight Championship, LA Knight vs Seth Rollins, with Paul Heyman. The ending was dissatisfying but as for storytelling it was phenomenal. LA Knight has the crowd loving everything he does plus the addition of CM Punk to continue the story is spectacular. North American Championship, Saul Ricca vs Tatum Paxley. The build-up has been magnificent. And continued display of the greatness of Saul Ricca is great for wrestling. There are rumblings of main roster call-up and watching her it makes total sense. SmackDown, All-Star Tag Match, World Champion Cody Rhodes and John Cena vs Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. This had a premium live event feel. Plus the Logan Paul hate is so forced because he's amazing in the ring. Again storytelling at a premium. AEW, Jon Moxley with Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir vs Speedball Mike Bailey with Kevin Knight. Polar opposites make for in-ring magic. A great way to open Dynamite plus the addition of Darby Allin kidnapping Wheeler Yuta adds to story. TNA, Joe Hendry vs Mustafa Ali. Surprises and highlighting wrestling at its greatest. Joe Hendry going against the grain with the odds stacked against him and Mustafa showing why he's the ultimate heel in TNA. Wrestlers of the Week. WWE. El Grand Americano. Now there are 3 of them and this could build for great story. AEW. Brody King and Bandido. Having an awesome match with Generation Me, Wade the Young Bucks and this newly formed tag team is very exciting and could be the very thing to revive AEW's tag division. TNA. Mustafa Ali. Regardless how he won, it was a major upset and solidified Mustafa as the top heel. Indie Star of the Week. Lindsay Snow, a professional wrestler known for her aggressive style and the American Caju moniker. She has experience in various promotions, including AEW, and is known for her grappling skills and powerful moves. She has been a journeywoman and could be called the prototype of Rhea Ripley's aesthetic. That's another week of EveryRing. That's everything wrestling. Chalo kushti karate hai.
Wrestling is something special. As you can see, our human element dealt with a lot of superstars. King Kong Bundy, a wrestler deserving WWE Hall of Fame. Sherry Martel was an amazing person who helped revolutionize the women's division. The Crusher, who Milwaukee famous, was a classic star. Puppet the Midget was a bigger-than-life superstar who is both engaging and ahead of his time. Wrestling is life and we want to push it forward.
Thanks for tuning in to Channel 14, Kenosha Community Television. Remember to tune into my program, Just Talkin', shown right here, Tuesday and Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. on Channel 14. On the program, we cover community events, talk to nonprofit organizations, and who knows, we may bump into a celebrity now and then. So remember to tune in to Just Talkin' Tuesday and Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. right here on Channel 14.
You are watching Kenosha Community Media. We provide you with education, media, and entertainment, while you provide us with the means to teach, entertain, and communicate. Thank you for allowing us to grow. See what's next for Kenosha Community Media.
Boinker's Cartoon Apocalypse, where classic cartoons are revisited. Saturday at 10 a.m. and Sundays 10:30 a.m. If you enjoy classic and rare cartoons, you go to show. Nigel the Yeti is taking the reins while Mr. Boinkers add to the programming. The likes of Betty Boop, Popeye, Porky Pig, Daffy Duck, Mickey Mouse, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, Felix the Cat and so much more. On Kenosha Community Media Channel 14, sit back with friends and family and relive the magic of morning cartoons. Wake up, gather the family and enjoy cereal and relive one's youth. Mr. Boinker's Cartoon Apocalypse, where whimsy is part of the magic. Join the other circus freaks where cartoons were fun and artistic. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. and Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Enjoy what made mornings special. Mr. Boinker's Cartoon Apocalypse, where classics fill the time.
What the heck are we watching? Movie reviews without pompous and pretentious critics who have agendas. Kenosha Community Media, Fridays at 5 p.m. and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Cinephiles who like movies for entertainment and not rants and raves, who make the audiences feel bad for themselves. Weekly discussion on movies and with no alternatives. The movie reviews are to help audiences to make their decision. Not only are modern movies reviewed, but a discussion on hidden gems, where good movies that have fallen through the cracks and forgotten. So before you go out, check out What the Heck Are We Watching? On Kenosha Community Media Channel 14. Fridays at 5 p.m. and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m.
Just Turned Heel, hosted by Danger Dan and Diablo Angelico, as seen on EveryRing That's Everything Wrestling. Behind the curtain look at professional wrestling. A gritty shoot style of interviews where we look at various aspects of wrestling. Ever wanted to know what an indie star needs to do to get their foot in the door? Ever wanted to know what a booker does? Ever wanted to know the purpose of a referee is? Just Turned Heel will plunge into the world of wrestling and look at every facet. Just Turned Heel, YouTube exclusive, starting January 28, 2024.
You haven't seen horror till you've seen horror of the crying skull. See teenagers getting killed. See horror coming at you every scene in a skull. See the skull coming at you. The skull, and hear her cry. I hope you enjoy the horror of the crying skull.
September 24, 2025 at 7 p.m. a special night of honoring a fellow Kenosian, Bert I. Gordon, or better known as Mr. Big. The night will serve two purposes: one, to honor a director from the great city of Kenosha; two, to highlight what Kenosha has and why not much is done to honor it. Located at the Southwest Library, 7979 38th Avenue, Kenosha, Wisconsin, 53142. Come for the conversation, stay for the sweets and prizes. If this is successful, look forward to more casual discussions. Cinephiles are welcome to engage in the conversation. Fans of midnight movies are also encouraged. Kenosha has so much to offer, so let's delve into it. Wednesday, September 24, 2025 at 7 p.m.